Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Lillian.
And we are the Ghostly Sisters.
Today, we will be talking about a popular legend, Slender Man.
We will be doing the Slender Man Ritual in our next video, so make sure you stay tuned. Slender Man is said to be 6 to 7 feet tall and is extremely thin. He wears a black suit, has no features on his face, and is bald.
He also has multiple arms that are long and bent in unusual ways.
The legend of Slender Man has been around since the ancient times and continues in the present. There are reported ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics which depict an entity with similarities. Tall, slender figure with multiple arms tormenting others.
And in Germany, in the late 1500s and early 1600s, there are reported accounts of a similar being who would stalk misbehaving children. This tall, slender man was known as Der Grossmann, which translates to tall man.
According to the German legend, the tall man, Der Grossmann, lived in the Black Forest. Whenever bad children would sneak into the woods at night, he would haunt them, and he wouldn't stop until he captured them or until they confessed their wrongdoings.
One alleged encounter of Slender Man was found in an old German journal entry. It states the child was taken from his bed.
This is what it states. It is translated from German. My child, my Lars, he is gone. Taken from his bed. The only thing that we found was a scrap of black clothing. It feels like cotton, but it is softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday screaming at the top of his lungs that the angel is outside. I asked him, what is he talking about? And he told me some nonsense fairy tale story about Der Grossmann. He said he went to the groves by our village and found one of my cows dead, hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he is gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we are killed. I am sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me.
Now, in recent years, Slenderman is depicted in many forms, but one description is consistent. He is a very tall, slender figure with long arms, sometimes multiple arms, with a white, featureless face, wearing a black suit.
Many stories have been told as to how Slender Man came to be. According to one legend, there was once a tall, slender man who was very kind to children, but kept to himself. He lived in the middle of the woods where he could go unnoticed. One dark and dreadful night, he was returning home when he witnessed a man beat his child almost to death for misbehaving. He intervened, and the man just stared and stopped, so he continued on his way home, not noticing the evil man trailing behind him.
Just as he was about to arrive home, the angry man grabbed him and beat him with a rock. Then he stabbed him with a sharp, broken tree branch he found nearby. Sadly, after he was done, he hung him on a tree, where his arms and legs were pulled out of their sockets.
It is said that his spirit form turned into darkness, consuming his soul, turning him into the side of him he once was, but in evil form. An unnoticed being, with the faceless image, hiding in the woods, becoming one with the dead trees, growing extra tree branch limbs, and lurking around unnoticed.
now known as Slender Man, he targets misbehaving children since he blames them for his misfortune. When he feels the energy of a guilty child who just committed a wrongdoing, he finds them, slowly watching them, stalking, waiting to compel them to follow him into the darkness.
Once the child has been captured, they will awaken, only to see themselves surrounded by blackness, except for his tall, slender figure towering over them. Silence will be felt until Slenderman asks you a question with an answer that brings painful outcomes. If you answer correctly, then you will only, just only, break your arms and legs. But if you say the wrong answer, then you will feel Slenderman pull your heart out of your throat.
So what do you think about this eerie, scary legend?
Well, it's kind of creepy because our dad came from Germany and he used to go to the Black Forest with our grandma and grandfather to get grandfather clocks. And they say that Slenderman would take children from the Black Forest, and my dad was a child at the time, so luckily he wasn't a bad child.
Well,
But we don't know that for sure, so maybe he got away. Don't tell he said that. Don't tell him I said that. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the Ghostly Sisters.